Hey guys and gals, got another one for you today. Today I'm in my Kranvagn, platooned up with Thaddeus and Cup, and we're on Malinovka, Winter Team Destruction, so no base. A lot of tier 10s here. We're going to go up against the NFTG clan and the 420B clan. And the NFTG clan also has a member from the 8th, which usually are good players. We do have some Blue tanks ourselves, so it looks like it should be a decent battle. Kranvagn was built for ridge lines, so I'm going to head up to A0. Thaddeus is in his oh my gosh, can't talk. Thaddeus is in his FV215B. Cup's in his Death Star. So Thaddeus is going to come with me, Cup's going to cover like the low ground. Our scouts move right into the middle of the map. That's awesome. You definitely control this map by taking the middle. But you win it by taking A0. If you can take the high ground, you essentially can defend off the top of the hill. As long as you keep your guys in the middle alive, it's pretty easy to clean this map up. So fast forward here for you. Don't put you through the misery of this full drive. So this match is going to start out the way I dream it to start out in my Kranvagn every time. Alright, so as we're approaching, 50B was spotted, and I think a Super Conqueror. No, 50B I just spotted. Then there's a T-57 Heavy, which was already spotted. We knew he was going to be up here. And he's just trying to come over to get my hull. And I definitely don't want to give him my hull. So he can go away and go ahead and shoot at my turret if he wants. Now as 50B pulls out, I track him. He fixes his track and pulls back. I retrack him. The first time I think he fixed it with his crew, and the second time I think he used his repair kit. Throw my last shell in my T-57 Heavy, and now I'm reloading. So I don't want to take damage while I'm reloading, but I also don't want them to know that I'm reloading. If they see a Kranvagn's turret, maybe they'll just think that I am loaded. We have two guys sitting back in E0, which should be able to cover us if anything comes around on the low road. The Super Conch pulls out just enough to where I can shoot through his drive wheel. I'm going to put all 4 shots into him. So I've taken 1 shot of damage to deal 2 clips worth of damage. And this is where I go blind. I really don't see those 2 heavies flanking the low road. And really it's just because I have 2 tanks behind me, so I figured they would be covering me from anything coming this way. So as I get shot, I start to react, and as I turn, you can see my 2 tanks did shoot that 57 Heavy, but 2 57 Heavies can take down pretty much any tank they want to. And unfortunately I wasn't paying attention. As soon as I got shot, I told Thaddeus about it, so now he's trying to react to that whole situation. However, they're starting to push over the top of the ravine here. So he gets shot in that Type 4. The Type 4 sets him on fire. This is life in the FV215B. The modules just are like made of glass in this tank. And really they're just trying to use my dead tank as cover from the north, so they can deal with the guys coming over. The Jag kills the T-57 Heavy as he starts to come up. And now they're just starting to approach, knowing that they got to deal with these 2 tanks. Fortunately that shot goes into our T-57 Heavy's dead tank gun, and the E5s had enough, which Thaddeus turns his turret to deal with, and the Type 4 just derps him to death. Alright, so in theory, they're going to win since they won A1. Let's see, I think I want to get to Cup here. So we still have vision in the middle, but we don't have much of anything else. And as they come off the hill, if we can get some damage into them, it's going to be really helpful. We are only down by one tank, and we still have Artie, which is always the balancing factor if Artie can stay alive. However, the fact that Artie's still sitting down there when they're coming off a charge down the hill, chances are he's not going to be alive for long. It's going to make it much more difficult to make this comeback happen. But we had tank destroyers in the field, and really they got held up on 13105, which is now shooting Cup in the side of the head, and the Waffle 2-9 Waffle. Our scout spots the 13105, which sends him on the move. He's pretty much been hiding and just keeping the field lit for his team. The Waffle spotted. And now our heavy finally falls, our Conquer, down in G8. So they can progress forward, and really hopefully our tank destroyers in H6 can put out some damage to try to at least make this winnable. So we have a Batchat and a Tusk heading over to fight the Waffle. The 13105 retreated to A7, and he's got a heavy covering him in A8. And that's the 50B that's on a sliver. 105 is a one-shot. The Batchat shuts the Tier 9 Waffle down, and we're only down by 2. The 105 staying alive on their team is definitely crucial. He's putting out vision for their team to be able to not let us move around without being detected. And Cup's going to take a risk here. Now, obviously, at 3v7, it feels like it's not going to happen. Cup's just trying to keep his somewhat usable armor towards whatever tank is shooting at him. However, the more he pushes out into the middle, the more crossfires he's in. If the Batchat and the Tusk can put pressure on the hill, that'll free up Cup to be able to take shots at these guys. He makes a nice snapshot into the M103, shuts him down. Now he's got a E100 with 1,700 hit points coming in after him, with these guys on the hill that are poking at him. The Batchat shuts down the Superconch, so now it's only a 3v5. And he's left with 77 hit points from the E100. So if he can get a pen shot here and get a high roll, he definitely can shut this E100 down. And then the E5 pops up, so there's no way that Cup can shut down the E100 with the E5 there. The E5 would have killed him, so he did what he could do and at least delete a tank before he gets shut down. Alright, so now we got a 2v3, and at this point, we're kind of muddling if this is doable. And since the E100 is so healthy, the sharpshooter gets spotted, and he's almost full health. And then their scout is, on a sliver, but their scout really doesn't need to engage these tanks. He just needs to stay hidden and put vision down for his team. So we decided that we're probably going to lose this. And we head into the next match. Our medium tank spots their scout and shuts him down. I don't know why that 13105 was even in that position. So now it's 2v2. And honestly, I haven't even seen the rest of this match. I just looked at the battle after we got out of the last match, the next match that we're in, and seen that these two pulled the win out. So this Tusk is trying to do what the 13105 should have done and pretty much just lay down vision and stay out of trouble. He doesn't have enough hit points to really engage tanks. So he just needs to make sure that they can't progress without paying for it. So So they're taking turns moving around on this hill spotting. And the tusk hits a dead tank and luckily doesn't get hit by the sharpshooter there. So carefully aim his shot here, it looks like. And he fails the pen. Alright, so we'll move into the Bat Chat. The Bat Chat's got some shots on the E100. It's a really crappy angle that he's shooting the E100 at. He's really putting his tank at a big risk. He gets tracked by the sharpshooter. Gets his track fixed just in time. Gets behind the rock. So he's going for a reload. And he lets the tusk know that he's out of ammo. Wow, this is really interesting. Alright, so Tusk says sorry, probably for abandoning the Bat Chat there, but really the Bat Chat can't do anything but really keep them busy and occupied. Looks like the Bat Chat's asking them to go in a location behind them so they don't know. And find a shot on this sharpshooter. If he can get a full penetration on this guy, he's going to be able to hurt him pretty good. If they can take the sharpshooter out, essentially the Tusk should be able to drive circles around E100. So he aims his shot, he damages him, gets him down to 457, but he does get spotted for it. So now he's got to avoid sharpshooter shell. And that wasn't even close. So now the sharpshooter knows that he's behind him, and then they don't know the Bat Chat's out of ammo, so the Bat Chat essentially is going to lay down some vision and be a distraction for the Tusk. This Tusk driver does have 2 marks on his barrel. You see the Bat Chat moved into E8. And then spots the sharpshooter down in the bottom. So the sharpshooter is occupied with the Bat Chat, which allows the Tusk to get a nice aiming shot on that sharpshooter. And if you ever run out of ammo and don't think you can make a difference, you are sadly mistaken. These guys are playing it wonderfully, and once he's loaded, the Bat Chat needs to buy this guy time to be able to get into the E100 side and essentially be able to chisel him away with his HE rounds. So there E100 gets spotted. And that's really not an ideal position for the Tusk to be able to circle him. Knowing that he's next to a mountain, he pretty much can back into it. But Tusk does get a shell into him and then puts him down to 318 hit points. And the nice thing about Tusk shooting HE shells is he doesn't need to pen the E100 to do damage to it. So this is where Bat Chat needs to give a distraction, but he is a one-shot for E100, so he needs to be careful with his hit points. If they can time this correctly, they should be able to shut him down and pull the victory. So as the E100's occupied with the Bat Chat, Tusk pulls over, blops him, wins the game. What a fun game to commentate. Like, when us 3 left, we definitely didn't think they were going to win. I mean, I never chalk it up like guaranteed loss unless it's like 13-2. But that one was pretty surprising when we got back and looked and seen that they won. Not only did they win, but they killed them. Each one of them did 4K damage and 4 kills, so between the two of them, they had 8,000 with 8 of the kills. Thyderian had the 9th kill, did 1,600 damage, ended up blocking 2K. I had 3K damage, 0 kills, and I only blocked 800, but I really got checked out early by those two T-57 heavies. Cup didn't do that much damage for a Death Star, 1,600, but he did allow these two guys to pull it back in by getting 3 kills in the crucial ending part of that game. So that's really all I got for you guys, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.